Welcome back to the deep dive. Every time I see hydrofoilers out there, I'm just amazed by the tech, the gear they're using.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So today, we're really going to plunge into what makes these next-gen high-performance Parawings tick. We've dug through a stack of recent expert reviews, comparisons from writers like Gav, Tucker, Damien Leroy.
Some top names there.
Absolutely. So our mission is to sort of unpack their unique features, help you understand the engineering choices behind them, and ultimately figure out which one might be the ideal fit for your riding style, your conditions.
Right.
Okay, let's unpack this again, because the market for these Parawings is it's really heating up. Incredible innovation happening.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, I think, is how specialized these wings have become. Each one seems to have a really clear purpose.
A specific job to do.
Exactly. Tackling distinct engineering challenges like stability and gusts, low-end power, and crucially, this thing about packability.
Right, packability. Gav, Tucker, and Damien all highlighted that. So beyond just fitting it in a bag, what makes some of these wings, truly stand out for ease of stowage? Is it just size, or is there more to it?
Oh, it's definitely more than just size. Take the BRM Kanaha, for example. It's still, hands down the original and maybe the best for stashing away.
Okay.
Testers say it just disappears in your hands. Effortless, instantaneous, even the bigger sizes.
How do they manage that?
Well, it's down to its unique short lines and a specific, really pliable material they use. It's just a huge advantage for quick, easy stowage.
Interesting. So the Kanaha really sets a high bar there.
Yeah.
But okay, what about the Duotone Stash? Does its ultralight material change the game maybe in a different way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's impressive with the Stash is that ultralight material. It lets a 5-meter wing pack down like a 3-meter.
Wow, that's significant.
It's massive for portability. The only maybe slight trade-off is its double skin tips. They take just a minute longer to fully get the air out.
Okay, a small price to pay, perhaps.
Maybe. And the Flow D-Wing, that one's improving significantly too, especially the newer production models using that lighter 32G Sky Sea material.
I'd see.
Yeah, it's a cutting-edge, super light fabric. It really translates directly into quicker inflation, better responsiveness, and of course helps packability.
Gotcha. Any that struggle a bit more on the packing front?
Well, the FlySurfer POW, its longer bar and lines can make stowing it a bit more challenging compared to the others. But then again, the Ozone Pocket Rocket is also praised. Packs down incredibly tiny, too.
Okay, so lots of focus on just getting these things to the water easily. But once you're out there, what are the real performance battles? Is it speed, fighting gusts, maneuverability? Where do we start?
Good question. Let's start with the Ozone Pocket Rocket. It really shines with its best-in-class upwind performance, the greatest VMG.
VMG, velocity made good.
Exactly. Gets you upwind fastest most efficiently. It's described as just rock solid. Holds its composure exceptionally well in high winds. I mean, one tester comfortably rode a 5-meter at 30 knots.
30 knots on a 5-meter?
Yeah.
That's impressive stability.
It is. This wing actively builds apparent wind for power. Its unique foil shape and leading edge, they're designed to convert that forward speed into more lift, more drive.
Okay, so the Ozone sounds like a real upwind beast. But what about the BRM Kanaha? We know it's super packable, but does that compromise how it feels on the water?
Not at all, actually. The Kanaha's seen really significant improvements in stability, gust control. Testers called it a joy to use, even in conditions where the older models struggle.
So it's not just about packing.
No, it's also remarkably agile, described as fluid, juicy, microsensitive, highly versatile, really. It takes a different approach than the Ozone's sort of raw power focus. Interesting
Contrast. What about the Duotone Stash?
The Stash excels at depowering. Testers apparently struggled to even make it collapse, even in 28-knot gusts.
Wow.
And its lightweight design means it flies beautifully in light winds, gets you on foil early, and those double skin tips we mentioned for packing, they aren't just a packing thing. They add crucial structure. Makes for really precise turning and control.
Ah, okay, so those tips serve a dual purpose. Makes sense. And the Flow D-Wing, how does that stack up?
The Flow offers rock-solid stability in flight and pretty remarkable gust handling. One tester was comfortable in 35 knots on just a 3-meter.
35 knots.
Yeah, and its high aspect ratio, that longer, slender wing shape, drives it far upwind. It creates less drag going forward, lets you point much higher into the wind.
Which could mean fewer wings needed overall.
Potentially, yeah. It definitely boasts a wide wind range. Now, for those focused purely on like upwind angles and speed, the Flysurfer POW produces hands down best upwind angles. Rockets you into the eye of the wind, as one review put it.
Sounds intense.
It's fast, smooth, incredibly efficient. Excellent wind range too, partly thanks to a refined pulley system, and it provides more of that low-end grunt for getting going quickly.
Okay, so performance covered. But beyond that, sometimes it's the little things, right? The user experience details. One recurring point from the reviews was color coding. Seems basic, but...
Yes. It's surprising how much difference that makes day to day. The Ozone Pocket Rocket and the Flow D-Wing get really high praise here. Consistent, clear color coding on lines, canopies, makes untangling identification just simple, efficient.
Takes the guesswork out.
Exactly. Whereas on the flip side, the BRM Kanaha and Duotone Stash, they received some feedback for lacking enough color ID on critical parts.
Yeah.
Like the leading edge, most lines, the bar.
Which can lead to some frustration, I imagine. Tangled lines are never fun.
Definitely not. And looking at bar and line design itself, what stood out?
Yeah, what about the bars?
Well, Ozone features a really ergonomic bar. Comfortable, knurled grip, and apparently silky smooth lines. Gentle on the hands, which matters on long sessions.
Nice touch.
Flysurfer has that unique L-shaped bar, gives excellent leverage on the front lines, helps control when you're deep powered, and its refined pulley system adds to the tuning capability.
And the others. Any potential downsides?
The BRM's short bar length was mentioned. Could be a disadvantage if you use harness lines or, need two-handed control when really overpowered.
Right. Need that leverage sometimes.
Yeah. And Duotone's bar, while it has those nice turned-up tips to stop line snagging, a notable omission was a dedicated leash attachment point on the trailing edge. A small thing, but something people noticed.
Interesting how those details add up. Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? It seems the best power wing really depends on your personal riding style, the conditions you face most often.
Absolutely.
Whether you prioritize that locked-in power and serious upwind capability, like the Ozone Pocket Rocket or the Flysurfer POW, or maybe you value that nimble maneuverability and ultimate packability, like the BRM Kanaha and the Duotone Stash.
Right, different priorities.
Or perhaps balanced performance and value is key, where the Flow D-Wing seems to sit. There really is a top-tier option out there tailored for your specific adventures.
Yeah, and if we sort of connect this to the bigger picture, it raises, I think, an important question. How do these engineering compromises, balancing packability against line length and stability, or maybe material thinness versus long-term durability, how does that influence the future of water sports gear overall? And maybe more interestingly, what surprising benefits might pop up when designers prioritize just one single seemingly niche feature in the next generation of designs? Something to think about.